Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Jen Marples Show. How is everybody doing? If you're listening to this in real time, kids are back to school. We've taken babies off to college. We've done all the things. And I thought today would be a really great time to get you pumped up for the fall. So today is a get pumped up for the fall and all the wonderful opportunity at our fingertips. And it's going to give us a little bit of a kick in the pants to get shit going, and also to know that you're not too fucking old, of course, to accomplish all of your hopes and dreams. And if you are new to the show, welcome. Or if you just started listening, I just want to give you a warm Jen Marples Show welcome and the old you're not too fucking old to slay and kick ass and do whatever the heck you want. And so a little bit about me. If you are new here, I'm Jen Marples and I run the Jen Marples Agency, and I'm a 25 plus year PR and marketing gal. And I used to own a PR firm in San Francisco. And I recently just opened up this agency to help female entrepreneurs, female founders, female leaders, also just any woman in business who wants to step into the spotlight to get seen, heard, paid, and make an impact. So that could mean full service support, like getting a website launched and creating all of your key messages and your personal branding, your company branding. It could mean sharpening up your personal brand because you want to go out and you want to try something new within your business. It could also mean, hey, Jen, I'm just starting a new business and I don't know where to begin. And I want to do the thing that I'm scared to do. And I need help in business coaching, consulting, and agency services. I work with a lot of new baby solopreneurs, entrepreneurs, and founders, and I love it. I'm not going to bore you with all the details. You can go to my website, jenmarples.com, and see all the ways I can support you. But I do want to urge you, if you are, on the cusp of doing something big and you need support, please reach out to me. We can chat and I will point you in the right direction. So I work with women. Don't let agencies scare you. I do work with women on long-term in companies on a long-term basis, but I also work with entrepreneurs on shorter programs like my Stepping into the Spotlight Signature program, which is basically my turnkey program to get all the things in place that you need to launch your business and establish your personal brand. So it's your key messaging and your positioning, identifying your ideal client, how you're going to speak to them, where you're going to speak to them. We do photo shoots, we do website design, we do a lot of these things add on. But the core program is to get you up and launched and out. And so we've got a lot of success stories, and I'm going to be sharing those on the interwebs. But I'm going to give you one fun example of somebody who has been a huge fan of the podcast, and she used to be in a different career for most of her adult life, took a couple of years off with the kids, and she's like, okay, I'm ready to go. I know my business. She hired me. We got her locked and loaded on her look, her feel, her message, who she was talking to, who her ideal client was, how to get all her systems put in place. We did a branding photo shoot and we got her all up and running. And she happens to be a stylist. And within literally a month, she was out there committing to what she was doing every single day. And she got a brand deal, like a pretty significant brand deal, which doesn't really typically happen when you only have 1,000 followers on TikTok. This is a true story. And she has been reaping the rewards of taking that first step. And this is a little bit what I want to talk to you guys about today. And that's deciding to bet on you and to do the thing and to know when you need support. And I will always tell you what type of support, the exact support that you need. Some of you might need bigger support because another client needed to launch a whole new business and she needed a website, she needed branding, she needed business cards, she needed messaging, she needed everything, like how to do a newsletter. In the case of this, the first client I was telling you about, she came in, she decided, we did the thing, and then she committed to her plan, and she is reaping the rewards. And so imagine if she just sat on that dream for a couple more months or for another year, she wouldn't be where she is today. She's literally at the point where she's been traveling all over the world and people are recognizing her now because they see her TikToks. This is a true story. The magic sauce here, you guys, first of all, is you believing in yourself and saying yes to yourself. So I just want to offer that to you. Anything is possible. And yes, this woman is in midlife. We are around the same age. Anything is possible. And that's why I am so passionate about what I do and how I help you, because I want to see my ladies over 40 shine. I do. And a lot of the women that come to me have never been entrepreneurs before. So it can be a scary place to be. I've been an entrepreneur for over 20 years. And so it's a little bit of a different mindset, especially if you've been working at a big company for a while. It's just a different mindset. But guess what? You're smart. You've been around the block a couple times. You can do it. So I just wanted to give you that little bit of a pep talk, a little bit about who I am. And again, if you're new here, I got the agency. Obviously, you're listening to the podcast. I also host events. I'm all over the Instagrams and the TikToks and the LinkedIns at jenmarples. And I'm here to support you in very specific ways. And that's to give you encouragement and to give you, I want to say empowerment, because I feel like empowerment's being overused, but I'm basically your number one cheerleader. And I've also got the tools and the skills to help bolster you to get your business off the ground. So I really work with, like I said, female entrepreneurs, founders, and small businesses. So it makes me so happy to see you all shine. All right. So today I did a little query on the Instagrams and Facebook at the beginning of summer. And I asked my audience on those channels the question I ask all my podcast guests, and that is, what do you think the best thing is about being in midlife? So I thought I feel like it's like a new beginning because kids are back in school, and I feel like I'm still tied to the school schedule. That it's kind of the new beginning. And we're also, going into the last quarter. We might be feeling a lot of pressure, like, I've, taken time off for the summer, or I need to launch something new, or, whatever it is. We all need a boost. We need a boost when maybe our head hasn't been completely in the game of work and in life. And so I want to read you these beautiful responses I got from my community. And some of you are listening right now who have, wrote down these responses, and you'll remember that question I asked a few months ago. Because I want to get us really super duper pumped up to know that you're not too fucking old, and that midlife is truly the best time to try something new and to expand what you're already doing. Truly it is. And there's actually data that shows now that the biggest crop of entrepreneurs right now are people over 50. So guess what? I'm not just saying a bunch of crap. Guess what? It's true. And why? Because you're smart, you're brilliant, you're talented, you know what the F you want, and we're going to do this all together. So I'm going to read some of these beautiful words of encouragement, and the number one reasons why midlife is the best part of life. And here we go. So I'm just going to rifle through these so you can have these little bits of fabulousness to kick off the last part of the year. So here we go. So the question I asked was, what do you think the best thing is about being in midlife? And all of you answered. And here we go. Having the courage to face my fears head on and rewire my brain in a way that benefits me instead of holds me back. Love this. Another gal, she actually this one gal in particular wrote a couple different entries, and she's like, last one, I think, after she wrote about 3 or 4, she said, women lifting each other up and supporting each other instead of being pitted against each other. Well, if you've been here a while, women supporting women is one of my key messages, because that's the way it has to be in midlife. We are collaborating, honeys. We are not competing. A gal named Amy writes in, and she said, feeling confident and at home in my own skin, loving my body for all the strength it has shown and no longer picking it apart for all its little idiosyncrasies. That's what makes me unique. Hallelujah and hell yes. If we can do one thing right now in midlife, it's just accept who we are. I'm not saying get lazy, but accept who we are. We don't want to be 20 ever again. We really, truly don't. And if you do, let me know, because we don't, and I will help you see the light. Another gal writes in, all the wisdom, knowing who we are, what we want, how we define success, and not giving any fucks about what other people think about it. Knowing that it's not our job to make our emotionally immature parents happy, setting and holding healthy boundaries, the peace and fulfillment that comes with living in alignment with our truest selves. I love this. Another gal, Christine, writes in, having so much more confidence and courage. Those are 2 real big ones in midlife, I think. confidence and courage. Mimi writes in, so many surprises, expansion, opportunities, connection, and connections. It's been the opposite of negative stereotypes around aging if you're intentional and take action. The reason why I love this one is she said being intentional and taking action. You've got to be intentional and you've got to take action. You have to make things happen. You've got to decide and you've got to go. And so I'm so glad she wrote that one. Kristen writes in, let's talk about midlife in our 60s. I love that she wrote it. She's like, I'm in my third career as a meditation and yoga teacher, a musician, and an end of life doula. And she's done all that since she turned 60. She said, I also mountain bike all the trails in Marin, and I'm with her pedals, not electric bike. And she focuses on being in authentic and easy relationships with other women. Boom. I love that. We don't have time for bullshit anymore. We can only be about authentic relationships. I'm so glad, and go Kristen for that fabulous boost, because, I say midlife, but I just, it's just everybody over 40. You could say you're 70 and be in midlife. That's how we roll on this show. Libby writes in, the best thing about midlife, we know who we are and we know what works and we know what doesn't work for us. And I think that's very important. Probably the most important thing to realize, if you don't quite know what's working or what you want, is to know what's not working and what you don't want. That's the first step. Erin writes in, not giving a fuck. So she did a lot of U's there. So I'd say it appropriately. She said, saying yes and trying new things without needing to be perfect. No more periods. Yay, woohoo. That comes with menopause. Sure, there are other challenges that come from it, but I'll take it. Now I'm doing all of the things I wanted to do in the first half of my life that I didn't do because I was being a good girl and followed the rules. Ooh, I think a lot of us can relate to being the good girls and following that path that was laid out for us. And so no more. We're defining what it means, like what our path is going to be in the second half. She also writes perspective. She was my one who wrote in a couple different things. Another gal wrote in no more acne, which I thought was kind of funny and awesome because, well, I have teenagers that are dealing with it right now. And if you're in perimenopause, you might actually be dealing with it. If you are menopause, post-menopause, it's just, you're in it like me. Then your skin becomes clear again because the hormones have calmed down. Perimenopause, that was a thing. Shireen writes in, so many things, but if I were to choose, I would say that the best thing about being in midlife is the clarity and wisdom that come from lived experience, allowing for deeper self-understanding and more meaningful connection with others. I love that. Emily writes in, being unapologetically direct yet kind. So I think the read between the lines there is boundaries. So we can set boundaries and we can be kind. Marianne writes in, earned confidence in our careers and ourselves. We have put in the hours, learned the things, been in the trenches, lost some battles, won some wars, and are better because of all of it. 100%, Marianne, that is incredible. Another gal writes in, one's ability to let go of the BS, and we know what we want. 100%. And if you don't know what you want, this is your permission slip to get quiet and figure it out. Kelly writes in, the confidence to finally let go of everything that isn't working for you anymore, the relationships, the jobs, the volunteering, and just saying, fuck it. Also remembering that no is a complete sentence and doesn't come with any type of explanation. Well, if you've been listening to this show for a while, you know I have a whole podcast episode dedicated on saying no. It's probably one of the most important tools we have, because if we say no to what doesn't serve us, we get to say yes to what does and what lifts us up. Denise writes in and says, I'm more confident. Love it. And Nico writes in and she says, realizing that what matters most to me are family and health, and not allowing people to be disrespectful towards me or my loved ones, and protecting my kids like a lioness. I love that she said protecting the kids like a lioness, because I don't care what anybody thinks of me when it comes to my kids. I mean, if I don't care about what people think to me in a lot of realms, it's especially true in parenting. We cannot care what people think and we protect our kids. And now with the baby off at school, ooh, Mama Bear has come out of the cave. Cheyenne writes in, it's the first time in my life that it's okay with other people that I take care of me. Of course, like the other ladies said, I don't really care what they think about me anyway. LOL. So, yes, remember that no one's thinking about you the way you think people are thinking about you. So just go do the thing. Julie says, having money, time, power, and influence that I didn't have when I was raising my kids and climbing the ladder. Now, this one is really important for all of us to remember. Some of you are still in corporate America, some are out, some of you are starting businesses, you're fully entrenched in running your businesses. And sometimes we second guess and question ourselves and we question, like, who am I to do this? But ladies, remember, you've been around the block. You've built up, a lot of us have built up complete other careers and or are splintering off from what we're doing and we're going into new realms. That's always going to feel maybe a little bit shaky, but hello, you've got everything within you and you have influence for sure. I'm so glad she brought that up because when you're 40 plus, 50 plus, 60 plus, 70 plus, think of all the people that you know and all the influence that you have. Tons. Don't discount that. Stephanie writes in, I have so much more wisdom, knowledge, and confidence that I wish I had when I was younger. So it's kind of that thing like we wish we had the thing when we were young, but then we wouldn't get to the place now if we didn't go through all those challenges when we were young. So it's that chicken and the egg thing. Like, what is it? Youth is wasted on the young, I think is the quote. So yes, know that you've got all the wisdom and all the knowledge and you have the skills, even if you're trying something new and something scary. Like when I started this podcast, of course it was scary, but I had the courage to do it, but also knowing that I am not a new kid on the block here. This is not me like working for the first time like we were in our 20s. So our learning curve is so much shorter because we've been around the block. Look at me giving little lessons on top of all the lessons, but I just want everybody to be successful and understand that you can do whatever you want. The last one that wrote in that I'm going to read to you today is from Dawn, and she said so many things, but I think my top thing is finally tapping into the truest essence of who I am and what I bring into this world, regardless of what others think I should be. And I think this wasn't planned to have that one be last, but I think this one is really, really powerful. And it really speaks to where we are and the absolute advantage that every single one of you listening has with what you're doing with your life and your business, anything that you want. It's being tapped into you. I like to say in my mastermind group this summer, I repeated this phrase a million times to all my attendees. I said, the more you are, the more people are going to run to you. And that's with everything. If you're trying to date, if you're running your business, in this case, I was talking to them about business and authenticity and not being afraid to really lean into what they truly wanted to do. Because the more you lean in and the more you are, the more people are going to run to you. You've got to trust that. We're done. We're done with being people that we're not. We're done with doing things by society's expectations. We're done. Okay. Would I have ever said, you're not too fucking old? Well, I wouldn't have said you're not too fucking old. Maybe you're too fucking young when I was in my 20s. Oh God, no, honey. I had my shoulder. Did I have shoulder pads on in my 20s? No, but I was wearing pantyhose at my first PR job, my first real PR job in Hawaii. I was wearing pantyhose. And yeah, we're all prim and proper. We don't need to be prim and proper anymore. We're not wearing pantyhose. We're not wearing ballet slippers, nail polish, unless you want to. Unless you want to. You do you. And the more you are, the more people are going to run towards you. So I hope those little bits of wisdom for all of the fabulous women who wrote in, hopefully some of you are actually listening to this too, has given you some fire, put a little, giving, what's the word, chutzpah. It's giving you a little, yeah, God damn it, I can do that too, because you have everything you need within you to go for your dreams. You do. So that is my sort of I want to call it Monday motivation, but these air on Thursday, but this is kind of like this is our back to school. So this is our back to school kickoff pep rally. That's what this podcast really is. It's the back to school kickoff pep rally that you needed to know that you're not too fucking old. And if you are starting a business, if you are expanding in your business, you want to shape up your personal brand, you need support in any way, building, growing, and getting out there and getting seen, heard, and paid, making an impact. Yeah, girl here has got you covered. So please reach out, click the link in the show notes. You can set up a complimentary 30-minute consultation with me. And I would love to be by your side as you go out and kick ass and decide that midlife is the best part of life and that you're going to shine in every aspect and you're going to kill it in business, because that is what I'm here to help you do. So I want to remind you that I'm always here for you. You can always DM me, you can email me, ask me questions, book a 30-minute complimentary consultation, because I would love to help you in any aspect of your business. Let's help you step into the spotlight to get seen, heard, paid, and make an impact. And, I'm not just saying it's the best part of life because you heard all that great advice from all those women. You've got it. You're amazing. You're fabulous. You're wonderful. You have everything that you need. And please, I'm going to sound like a broken record here. If you need help, reach out. I've created everything that I'm doing to support you. You are, you're me. Like I know who I'm talking to, because I want you to experience what you want to experience with your business. And that's then going to impact your life. So when you are really aligned and clear on your goals and clear on your messaging and clear with where you want to go, and you have somebody on your side helping you actually put those pieces together, first of all, it goes a lot faster. Secondly, you feel more confident going out because you've got those tools to help you get out there to shine. So reach out. I am here for you. And there's a couple exciting things happening in the world, maybe announcing a bunch of new things. Things are getting mixed up with the podcast. It's going to be very exciting. I will leave you with this one bit. When I talk about stepping into the spotlight, and I have a turnkey program that I take my female entrepreneurs through. All of you are probably the exact right people to come into my little turnkey program. I'm going to be doing a group event later, but come to me for one-on-one. But I want to tell you, it's the exact program I put myself through. So when I was pivoting and going, how am I going to, put all this together? And I've got this passion to speak to women. I want to do all these other things. I have had an agency before, so that piece I know how to do, but there was all these new things that I hadn't done, like speaking. I didn't have a podcast. I had the agency thing down, but there's all these new things I wanted to do. Go speak to big groups of women, empower and inspire. So I put myself through this whole program and established my personal brand, which you all know, it's, you're not too fucking old. And, the pink, the whole thing, like it was all very intentional. And there's a whole way to do this so you can be clear in your message and memorable so you can attract those right customers and clients. So it's what I've done for myself and for so many other people. And, for 30 years almost, just being in business and doing PR and marketing. So reach out. That's it. Reach out. So I'm taking you through what I put myself through, and you'll wake up one day, you could have almost 3 years of podcasting under your belt. You could be having sponsors. You could be having famous people come onto your show. And these are all things that are happening to me and I see happening with my clients. So that is my rah for you. Reach out if you need to. If you think you need that support, I'm here for you. And let's go make it a kick-ass fall. So I can't wait to bring you all the guests that I have been recording and sort of secretly stashing away. And these people are incredible. They are the leaders in their fields, authors, people who get paid to inspire. So I'm so excited to bring you a fall season filled with so many incredible kick-ass guests. So thanks for being here. I truly love, adore you, appreciate you. And I just am honored that I get to spend this quality time in your ears every week. So keep on keeping on. Know that you're not too fucking old to get seen, heard, paid, and make an impact. And I love you. Have a great day.